You speak too soon. You announce your dreams before they have a foundation. You share your grandest goals before they have taken root in the rich soil of your subconscious mind. You have felt it, haven't you? That brilliant, electrifying idea that felt so real, so potent in the privacy of your own mind, you held it, cherished it, and it filled you with a power that seemed limitless. Then, in a moment of excitement or weakness, you shared it. You spoke of it to a friend, a family member, a colleague. And what happened? The vibrant colors of your vision began to fade. The thunderous certainty in your heart softened to a whisper. The power leaked away. And that, more than any external force, is why the success you crave keeps slipping through your fingers like fine sand. Let me ask you a question I have pondered over decades of studying the most successful men and women on earth for my book, Think and Grow Rich. Why do you speak of things not yet born? Why do you broadcast plans you have not yet earned through the sweat of discipline and the currency of action? Why do you lay your most sacred visions upon the public altar, open to the judgment of those who have never built a thing of value in their own lives? This broadcast will give you the answers you have been missing. It is a lesson in the highest form of self-development. It will illuminate why the more you talk, the weaker your resolve becomes. It will demonstrate precisely why premature announcements destroy your inner drive. It will reveal why the true builders, the true captains of industry, the true masters of their fate, move in absolute silence until the work is done. This is the philosophy of the accomplished. And if you fail to heed this message, here is what will happen. You will continue to leak your vital, creative energy into empty, meaningless conversations. You will invite the opinions of small, fearful minds conditioned by lack and limitation to desecrate your sacred vision. You will find yourself chasing the fleeting, hollow applause of the crowd instead of executing your divine purpose. And your greatness, the potential that lies dormant within you, will die, suffocated by delay, distraction, and the poison of public opinion. But if you absorb this lesson, if you begin today to guard your purpose like a sacred fire and stop spilling its light and heat onto the street for all to see, everything in your life will change. You will begin to build with an unstoppable rhythm and momentum. You will protect your personal power, that invisible force that turns thought into reality. You will multiply your belief, insulating it from the corrosive acid of doubt. You will finish what you start. And no man or woman will question you, because your results will speak with a thunder that drowns out any words you could ever utter. So I ask you now, do you want results or do you want reactions? Do you want a bountiful harvest or more empty conversations that lead nowhere? Then stop telling the world what you are going to do. Sit down, be still, and let this timeless philosophy, the very essence of the teachings of Napoleon Hill, plant its law deep within you. You spill the seed before the soil is even ready. Every time you do, you weaken its potential for growth. The world, in its noisy and frantic ignorance, has taught you to declare your plans loudly, to share your journey, to manifest them by shouting them from the rooftops. But I tell you now, based on my life's work detailed in Think and Grow Rich, this is a profound and dangerous misunderstanding of universal law. It is the advice of the talker, not the doer. The most powerful men in history did not shout what they would do. They moved in silence, they walked in law, they obeyed structure. Speech is a sacred and potent force. It is the tool that plants instruction in the fertile, ever-listening garden of your subconscious mind. Every word you utter is either a builder, reinforcing your aim, or a destroyer, weakening your resolve. And when you speak of things not yet complete, when you boast of visions not yet forged in the white-hot fires of daily discipline, you scatter your mental and spiritual force like chaff in the wind. You may feel a momentary rush of pride, a fleeting sense of accomplishment. This is the ego's counterfeit for genuine achievement. It is a psychological trap. Your brain releases a small measure of dopamine, the same chemical associated with reward, simply for having announced your intention. You get a taste of the prize without running the race. This false reward pacifies your hunger. It creates comfort where there should be a burning, restless drive. It is a sedative for your ambition. This is why you feel proud for a moment, but empty, weak, and unmotivated soon after. Great men do not move with noise. They build in the dark. Their silence is not weakness. It is command. It is the ultimate expression of strategic thinking. They have nothing to prove with words because their entire being is focused on proving it with deeds. Abraham Lincoln spent his nights writing alone, wrestling with the fate of a nation, unseen by the world. John D. Rockefeller planned his vast empire in quiet corridors, speaking to no one until the acquisition was sealed and the ink was dry. Thomas Edison, a man I studied intensely, lit the world after more than 10,000 failures. He endured endless mockery, was called a charlatan and a dreamer by the experts of his day. Yet he never once held a press conference to announce his intentions. He sought no applause before the results were undeniable. He let the light do the talking. Each of these men held their purpose in sacred silence until it spoke for itself. And now you must learn this same law. This is a fundamental, non-negotiable principle of self-development. You must learn to seal your lips when the plan is still forming. You must stop asking others what they think and start asking your own soul, your infinite intelligence, what must be done. To speak prematurely is to drain your spiritual reservoir. Think of it as a psychic energy, a creative force. You are given a finite amount of this force each day. If you expend it seeking validation, explaining your vision, and defending your plans to those who cannot see what you see, you will have none left to actually create that vision. The moment you announce what you will do, without having first built the internal framework of unshakable belief and the external structure of disciplined habits to support it, you shift your power. You are no longer operating from a place of inner command. You are now performing for an audience, and the performer is always a slave to the opinions, the moods, and the judgments of the crowd. This is the antithesis of the abundance mindset, which is cultivated in the sovereign, independent state of your own mind. This is not just a theory. It is a practical, observable reality. When you speak a thing that has not yet been shaped by thought and forged in action, you invite resistance. Others will question your plan not because they are malicious, but because they are projecting their own fears and limitations onto you. They cannot imagine it, so they assume it cannot be done. And you, if you are not fortified by an iron will begin to question yourself, not because you lack ability, but because you gave too much voice to the unqualified. You must learn to stay hard in the face of this subtle, pervasive negativity. This is where you must learn to practice what I called in my book, Outwitting the Devil, the habit of definiteness of purpose, shielding it from the drifting influence of others' opinions. But you are not here to be a victim of this law. You are here to master it. You are here to learn the philosophy that turns silence into your greatest ally. The fear of being unheard or unseen is what drives the weak to speak. But you will learn to find your power, your certainty, and your creative genius in the quiet, focused sanctuary of your own mind. Let me reveal a deeper secret to you. The subconscious mind, the silent partner in your success, does not obey the public voice. It does not respond to applause or external validation. Let that sink into the very core of your being. It obeys only the inner command, the silent repetition spoken in solitude, charged with the burning emotion of faith and sealed with an unshakable belief. This is the secret chamber of creation. This is one of the most powerful manifestation techniques I discovered in my 25 years of research for Think and Grow Rich. When you share your vision and others doubt it, your subconscious mind, the ever-faithful servant that makes no distinction between a command from you or a suggestion from another, begins to absorb their belief instead of yours. Each doubtful word you hear is a weed planted in your fertile soil. Left unchecked, those weeds of fear, cynicism, and realism will choke your harvest before it ever sees the sunday. Your dream is a precious seed, and your subconscious is the ground. The public ground is filled with trampling feet, harsh winds, and insects. But the private ground of your inner speech is guarded, silent, and sacred. That is where the real planting must occur. This is the discipline you must cultivate until it becomes as natural as breathing. Now, does this mean you must walk your path entirely alone? No. This brings us to a crucial distinction, the difference between idle talk and a mastermind alliance. The only exception to the law of silence is when you are communing with the members of your chosen mastermind group. A mastermind is a carefully selected alliance of two or more individuals, working in perfect harmony for a definite purpose. These are not casual friends or skeptical family members. These are individuals who are also building, who understand the principles of success, and whose input will strengthen, not weaken, your resolve. To them, you may reveal your plans, for their minds will harmonize with yours, creating a third, invisible, and powerful mind that will accelerate your progress. But outside of this sacred circle, your lips are sealed. From this day forward, I want you to adopt a new practice. Speak your chief aim aloud, but only when you are alone, or within your mastermind. Stand before your mirror each morning and night. Look yourself in the eye and declare your vision with all the emotion you can muster. See it as if it is already real. Feel the profound gratitude as if you have already received it. This is how you instruct your subconscious to move heaven and earth in your favor. You must be deeply grateful for the vision before it manifests into its physical equivalent. You will stop speaking your aim to the world. The world has not earned the right to hear it. Until the structure is formed, until the foundation is unbreakable, your vision belongs to you and your mastermind alone. The man who learns this becomes unstoppable, for he is no longer feeding his fragile pride. He is feeding his indomitable power. He is no longer seeking attention. He is building something that will command attention. He is channeling his energy through focused thought, not draining it through careless words. This is the ultimate form of self-development. It is how you truly focus on yourself and your own purpose-driven life. Let this be one of the motivational quotes that you burn into your mind. I speak my vision only to my inner world and my mastermind. I train my mind, not their opinion. This is the voice of power. This is the voice that commands riches. This is the voice that speaks to infinite intelligence, not to the fleeting, uninformed opinions of men. You must come to terms with this truth. Most people will never understand what you are building because most people have never built anything of permanence. They are not walking a spiritual journey of creation. They are walking a path of consumption and reaction. Their minds are fixed upon what is visible, what is immediate, what is popular. You, however, are dealing in the invisible, the yet to be formed, the realm that demands faith, vision, persistence, and silence. To operate in this realm, you need a different kind of study motivation, one that is self-generated and immune to external conditions. Therefore, I give you now the laws to build by, the principles I codified after studying over 500 of the world's most successful individuals, from Andrew Carnegie to Henry Ford. These are not suggestions, they are commands from the University of Life. First, the law of the sacred aim. Your definite chief aim is sacred. It is the spiritual blueprint of your destiny. Write it down with absolute painstaking clarity. Let there be no ambiguity. Read it aloud every morning and every night, but do not expose it to the cold winds of casual conversation. It will wither and die. Protect it as a king protects his heir. It is the most valuable thing you possess. Second, the law of the inner architect. Before a single physical action is taken, you must build the entire structure in your imagination first. Before a single brick is laid, you must see the finished temple. Live in it in your mind. Walk its halls. Feel its success. This is not daydreaming. This is the highest form of strategic thinking. This is the essential work you must do before the physical work begins. As I wrote in Think and Grow Rich, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The conception and belief happen here in silence. Third, the law of disciplined speech. Speak only when it advances your cause. Before you open your mouth to discuss your plans, ask yourself this simple question. Does this conversation build my belief, or does it leak my power? If it does not build, remain silent. True discipline is not found in the gym. It is found in the control over your own tongue. The man who cannot control his mouth cannot control his fortune. There are no excuses for this. It is a trainable skill. Fourth, the law of action as affirmation. Let your daily actions be your primary form of speech. Every completed task, no matter how small, shouts your commitment to your subconscious mind far louder than any verbal declaration. Do not just talk about wealth creation. Take the small, consistent, and often unglamorous steps that lead to it. Obey the law of daily discipline. This is the only language the universe truly respects. It is the language of cause and effect. Fifth, the law of the unseen furnace. You must not only become comfortable toiling without notice, you must learn to love it. You must learn to stay hard when no one is watching, when there is no promise of immediate reward. The furnace of discipline burns hottest in solitude. This is where your character is forged into steel. This is where you prepare for the immense success that will inevitably find you if you persist. This is the core of my entire philosophy. It is the crucible of greatness. Choose now. Do you want the shallow, fleeting satisfaction of being seen while you are building, or the profound, enduring reward of actually finishing? Do you want the empty calories of applause now, or the rich feast of ownership later? You cannot have both. One is a fleeting echo in the wind, the other is a monument carved in stone for eternity. I challenge you to embrace the identity of the silent builder. Become possessed by your purpose, married to your discipline, and addicted to execution. You do not owe the world an explanation. You owe yourself a transformation. You owe your vision the respect of silence, and you owe your future the dignity of completion. This is the only true path to a genuine and sustainable abundance mindset. You now know the cost of early speech. You have seen how silence, when harnessed, sharpens the mind, conserves power, and multiplies results. You have understood that your greatest weapon is a decided-upon purpose held in the inviolable sanctuary of your own mind. This is not just a collection of pleasant motivational quotes. This is the operating manual for achievement, the science of success that I laid out in meticulous detail in Think and Grow Rich. Your task is not to convince. Your task is to conquer. Your first conquest is not over the world, but over your own tongue and your own need for approval. From this day forward, let your primary conversation be with your own subconscious mind. Tell it what you demand of life, not as a hopeful wish, but as a firm command. Repeat your aim with faith and emotion until it believes, until it accepts your command as its only reality. Let your mouth deliver these commands to your spirit, not complaints or plans to the world. Let your plans grow in the rich, dark soil of privacy. Let your structure rise in the quiet dignity of silence. Let your habits speak. Let your actions shout. And let your results thunder across the landscape of your life. Observe nature, the greatest teacher of all. The sun does not announce its return each morning. It simply rises, and the darkness flees. The lion in the jungle does not announce its hunger. It simply hunts with silent, deadly focus. The great oak tree does not justify its strength or announce its intention to grow. It simply stands, its roots digging deeper with each passing season, unmoved by the passing storms. Do the same. I have walked this path. I have learned its law through pain, error, and persistence. I have seen men of mediocre talent rise to astounding heights when they stopped explaining themselves and started working. I have seen fortunes born in the privacy of thought and the secrecy of relentless effort. And I now hand you this sacred command, a key to a vault of unimaginable power. Do not speak until the work is complete. Your vision is not a topic for polite debate. It is a task to be executed. Your purpose is not for a presentation. It is for proof. Your gift is not for performance. It is for impact. And now, your final affirmation, the one that will seal this teaching in your heart and become the cornerstone of your new identity. Do not just read it, feel it, breathe it, become it. Say it with me now, with all the power you possess. I no longer announce, I execute. I no longer explain, I build. I no longer need permission. I am the power. Speak this daily. Whisper it before you sleep. Declare it at the dawn. Let this become your new identity. Let the world see your transformation only when it is finished, when it is so profound that it cannot be ignored. Let them marvel. Let them wonder. Let them ask, how did you do it? Where did you come from? And you will know the answer. You came from silence. You came from the inner chamber of faith. You came from the sacred fire of daily discipline. And you have arrived, completed. Be truly grateful for this knowledge, for it has been paid for by the successes and failures of giants. Now, go and apply it. Obey this law of silence, and your work will grow in strength, your mind will grow in faith, and your riches will grow in abundance. Speak less, move more. Finish quietly. Let the world discover what you became when you told no one,